ladies and gentlemen, to season 2 of race 7, and you join me just after free practice here, where we are obviously at free practice, just doing a quick media session. So,
do you think this team are performing as well as they could do? You scraped the walls a few times, were you?
So, we've just had a quite decent actual practice session, I would say. Probably the best one I've had all season, maybe since Australia, on the actual steering wheel. We're using the steering wheel today, obviously, a part of the 7 races that we're using it in. So this is going to be one of them. So we've done already, now this is our 3rd race on the steering wheel, and it's our 2nd race, you know, done on the steering wheel. So we're sort of going through them thick and fast. We've got Britain, Hungary, Japan and Russia and Abu Dhabi to all do on the steering wheel so far this season, and obviously here's one of them. So there are how many more races where we're using the steering wheel? We've got 1, 2, 3, got about I think 5 more races on the steering wheel roughly, or 4 more. So we've got a few still to come on whilst using the steering wheel, and 13 on the controller, and yeah, we're gonna sort of fade in the steering wheel into season 2, or through season 2 and season 3, and then maybe in season 4 when we're a lot better using the steering wheel, and the rig or the simulator will probably use the steering wheel fully, and we will be using it fully. So yeah, you know, obviously quite exciting to be using the steering wheel. Just need to adjust it a little bit. Ah, that makes sense now. There we go. So here we go then. So for FP1, let's go. One thing we're gonna have to do, like always, is make sure the controller doesn't die on us. Otherwise, we do lose basically the headset, and then I can't hear the actual car, and I can't commentate on the events of practice or the race. So pretty easy pit exit here. Oh, balls. Saying it's easy. We already made a bit of an error, a baby error that was. But it is literally probably the easiest pit exit on the calendar. So, yeah. Now, in practice, I felt very good, actually. I didn't feel too bad. It looked like we had a good pace in the first sector. We were actually the quickest car in that first sector for most part of that practice. But, neither here or there. It's not about practice, it's about what we can do during quali. This is what it's about. We sort of lose the front, but it's okay. We can still continue our lap. So we can turn up the ERS mix now. And now we can go for a lap here of the Canadian Grand Prix circuit. So down into turn 1. Do be aware of cars merging on the left through turn 2. Then turn 3. Try and take as much curb as possible on the right. Oh dear, that was a bit of a lock up. Gone wide, did he? For whatever reason, the car just didn't slow down or want to slow down. I'm going to use one flashback there because I want to try that again. We were pretty quick. Oh, for crying out loud.
That looked bad. Are you alright?
What happened there? Sort of fell asleep. When I say fell asleep, means didn't literally fall asleep, but sort of drifted off into the wall. Steering was playing awkward. It was just not going left, and the steering was very much playing right. Car very much snatching on me there. Now let's see, as we will run close to this wall as possible. Just, you know, trying to make the most. Lando Norris does fastest lap a 1:11. Where are we gonna fit in? We'll go top with a 1:11.6. So quicker than Norris. Nice. Not too far off Bottas. Vettel into the 110s, so
there's only one lap of fuel remaining.
So I want to get out of the way. I think that's Vettel anyway. If I'm right. Yeah, it is. That's Vettel. So, P8. We're ahead of Lando. So things looking okay here. Okay, yeah, we use a flashback, but I genuinely feel the pace actually this weekend is okay. It's not too bad. So I feel like we got a good car here this race weekend. So we're in the pits here now. So we'll wait till sort of, how can you put it, basically the end of session. And then we'll go out again. We'll probably have to go out because I don't think we're going to be quick enough with that 1:06. Sorry, 1:11.6. So yeah, you know, won't be probably quick enough, but yeah, neither here or there. I reckon we can still have a good quali. So we're going to change tyres now. Where's Albon? Albon is certainly down. So right now we're 4 from safety by the looks of it. I think we should be just outside. By the way, engine components this weekend all looking fine, so don't have any real worries there. Like, this engine's lasting quite a long time actually, which is good. Like, obviously it's only a good thing if the engine lasts. We'll go back out probably in a minute's time now. So here we go then, second lap. So this will be our second flying lap course. So we've got about a minute 39 remaining, easily going to make it round. Sergio Perez, not sure whether he was on a fly, so that's why just slowed down. So obviously right now Perez is 15th, we're 16th, so looks like battle for the dropout is between us and Perez. Perez now in 16th, so gonna want an improvement here. Hopefully we can get the improvement. Weave in the car, left to right. Oh dear, my eyes just itchy. Ain't great. hopefully you'll still be able to get the lap in. Right, here we go then. So first sector, more or less matching what I've already done. That's where time's certainly been made up here. We're up by a tenth. And even more time been made up. 3 tenths, 4 tenths, so half a second up. I think this should see us easily through to the next part of qualifying this lap. We're up by quite a good margin here. Skipping the last chicane beautifully, and that should be us through. 6 tenths of an improvement. Where is that? P8. Brilliant. So yeah, that's us through to second part of qualifying. 6 tenths of a improvement then there. So yeah, very good improvement then. A 1:10.9. So I did say we did have the pace, and we did make a mistake that lap. Okay, yeah, we had a bit of itchy eye to start the lap, but otherwise, we did make a single mistake on that one lap then there. And comprehensively out-qualified my teammate there by a good 6 tenths of a second. So, very good then there. So we're through to the second part of qualifying. Out in Q1 is Lando Norris, Daniel Ricciardo, Alex Albon, Nico Hülkenberg, Kimi Räikkönen, and through is Sergio Perez. I was going to say out is Sergio Perez, but no, he's through. So Kimi Räikkönen, the last one out, then in that first part of qualifying. Second part of qualifying now will commence in Q2, so let's get prepared for that. So another 15-minute session, of course. Hopefully we can get through to Q3. Now the tyre that we have to start, on what I'm trying to say, the tyre we set our fastest lap on, if we get through to Q3, will be the tyre that we start on. So what we know already is we're capable of doing a 1:10. However, we did get through to Q2 in Monaco, but we can go any further. So let's hope that this won't be the case here. Let's hope we can progress this time further, and let's hope we're able to do it well. So obviously, going out the pits, just turning down my ERS mixture. And got quite nice track space, so should have quite a good track. Nothing really behind us apart from the one Haas car, which probably let through. So just warming up the tyres, getting them in a nice place to begin the lap. How's our car ahead of us? Through here I'm having to drive one-handed actually through that hairpin, because it's such a tight hairpin. Right, here we go. Build up the revs, then go. Here we go then. First lap in Q2. What can we do? Certainly wouldn't mind starting the lap, or starting off with 11. Oh dear. That car just snapped on me then there. So, something that can happen through here. And does. So rear got away. Fourth rear was planted. Try again. So yeah, rear got away in the corner, so... Oh dear. Oh, for crying out loud, why did it blemmin' freeze? That's a joke. Froze halfway through, so... Now the car just snapped, so... It froze halfway through, first time, man, this ain't going well. That one corner, at least we're through it now. That one stupid corner, otherwise pace is pretty good right now. Alright, so... Having to drive one-handed around that, because it's such a tight hairpin. It's literally impossible to do two hands around that corner. Take shortest run to the line. Ooh, that's not a bad lap. 1:10.5. So I think the last sector we pulled out from there. That's a brilliant lap, actually. Alright. There you go, two Mercedes behind me. So better look after these tyres, because I think these are the ones we're going to start race on now. That was close to the barriers. Verstappen 1:10.04. That was Hamilton, who's obviously not on a fast lap, because Hamilton's on... Oh no, he must have been on a fast lap, so we impeded Hamilton. That's peak, very peak for Hamilton. Oh well. He's still got P2, so he should be through anyway. I think we could be through here, which is good, so I may not go out. I may take the gamble and stay in the garage. Because really, there's nothing really we can do to... Oh, that's twice now we've done this, where we've pressed the wrong button. Anyway, let's stop pressing wrong buttons. We'll prepare the new set, but I think we're through. We are through. Yeah, I know we are. You can tell, the 9-10 set, no one's beaten that. And Devon Butler's through as well, I think. Really, anyone I think inside top 10 is probably through here. Like, yeah. I'm gonna stay put. We're moving down swiftly, but are we through? Oh, we just get through. P10 in the end, but it does mean we are through anyway. Only just by a few tenths. But we are through, so... We'll get to take part in the third part, of quali. So, Q3 is now on the cards for the first time, I think, this season. No, sorry, second time this season. So, last time was China. So, this is first Q3 appearance for us since China on the controller. So, yeah. Q3 is now on the card. So, we've got two sets of tyres here, effectively, so we can do basically what the top guys do, and we can go for 2 runs. We don't have to go for 3 for the 1 run. Usually in this part of qualifying, because we've saved an extra set, we can go for that second run, which is awesome. So effectively Got two free runs here to go, which is brilliant. I'd prefer a free run rather than one extra run on Q2. So obviously got Mercedes right now on my tail, sort of delaying that Mercedes. I don't have to let the Mercedes through by right. It's actually choice right now whether I let the Mercedes through, so I'll decide where I want to let it through and then we'll go. Probably let it through down the back straight. That's probably my intention. So I'd say a 1 minute 10.5 would be a good lap in this session. Alright. The bars now goes through. So here we go then, our first flying lap in Q3. Here we go, on board with a lap of the Canadian Grand Prix circuit. Turn 1 through turn 2. Having to go down 1 gear just to get the car turned in. And we're gaining on the Mercedes through there. Mercedes ain't really losing me right now, which is good. Good sign that we're close to the top runners. Obviously we are slipstreaming right now, which may be helping me. Ooh. Oh, for crying out loud, that was actually a good lap. And we were on a decent lap. I'm gonna try and redo that. If we do it wrong the second time, fair enough. Like, I'm being a bit forgiving because we're playing on the wheel, not on the controller. Usually we wouldn't make errors like that on a controller. We'd be a bit more better, but you know, I want to be a bit more forgiving because we're on the wheel than, you know, the controller. And we do go quicker than Bottas, a 1:10.2, and that's the fastest lap. We are on provisional pole because of a slipstream. Wow, it weren't actually a bad lap. Let's face that. I know Hamilton beats us now to pole, so that wasn't a bad lap indeed, I don't think. It wasn't, don't get me wrong, it weren't the best, but it weren't a bad lap either. So we're on provisional pole here in the Toro Rosso. I'm sorry, provisional P2, so we're on the front row. Charles Leclerc has just destroyed our hopes of a front row start. Carlos Sainz is behind me. He's already done a lap. So Vettel now in first, but we're in the hunt for pole here. We're only a little bit off. If we improve one sector, that could be us on pole. Oh dear, that's quite a story. We're in the hunt for pole. My teammate is out in Q1. So we've got a good car here by the looks of it. Looks like we've got a very good car. And I'm just thinking, if we're good here, don't get me wrong, like, I'm not the best driver on this, but if we're good here, okay, we're usually going to be good elsewhere. So I think Austria, we could get our first pole position of our career. You know, that's in only 2 races time. So 2 races and we get a pole position. By the way, thank you FIFA Leopard Gaming, thank you for subscribing to my channel. You know, that's very much appreciated. So, you know, obviously that's very, very much appreciated. Of course, I'll subscribe to yours. You know, as you've subscribed, I do like FIFA, so so long you do FIFA content, don't mind. You know, I do like the FIFA. So we've got one more lap to go. So
We're 10th in the speed trap, 175.5 miles per hour.
10th in speed trap, but we're 4th on the track. So our first sector is miles quicker. We're about 2/10 quicker in that first sector. If we just brush up that that middle sector, sorry, we've got pole actually here. Like, if we can just brush up the middle sector, we've got pole. So that's where we need to focus on. So literally, middle sector is all it is now that we need to focus on. Here we go then. So I'm gonna go now. So this is literally it.
Clear the garage, please. Car ready to leave.
There's no more opportunities. This is going to be our final opportunity. We're in P4. I don't think any of the midfield guys are going to improve because, yeah, they've probably spent their tyres, most of them. Now I'm going to do a tactic Mercedes sort of did. Not that. Drop to the back. Sort of wait. I'm going to park the car sort of like here. Just cool the tyres. And it did work. We saw it happen in Azerbaijan. Gonna go for a real slow qualifying out lap. Why aren't they overtaking? This is annoying. Here we go. There, Verstappen. Come on, quicker! You're backing me off right now, which I'm not enjoying. So I'm gonna up the. What is Sainz doing? Come on, Sainz, through. So we're gonna get like 4 slipstreams here. So we're getting like 4 slipstreams from Verstappen, Gasly, and Sainz. So here we go on the lap. Gonna take the middle line.
Okay, you're in the top 10.
Car doesn't feel like it has as much grip. Certainly not through turn 1. Yeah. I just don't feel like the car had as much grip there. That was a shame. So we're going to retire from the session now. I doubt anyone will go faster, massively faster. Just didn't feel that grippy. When I got into turn 1 I could feel the car just not going in right. Felt very understeery, so
qualifying complete,
yeah, P6.
Let's review our top 3 today. Hamilton, Leclerc and Sebastian Vettel. With qualifying
I don't think we would have got pole. 1.9 wasn't possible. Maybe a 1.10.2. Yeah, I shouldn't have jinxed it. I put the commentator's curse on it, I think. For saying, if we do this, we're on pole. But I think, based on that though, we will certainly have a opportunity at Austria. Because Austria last year, I think where did we come? P5 or P6 in qualifying? And obviously, we had a very, very good car. The pace was only, 2 or 3 tenths off pole position. So, look, we've got through to Q3 today, and this ain't Austria. This is a circuit on last year's game that I wasn't particularly strong at. So, on last year's game, we can easily say that if I'm not particularly strong here, then obviously, on last year's game, then obviously, that's good, I think, for circuits I was strong at last year, on last year's game. So, yeah. But it is raining.
Let's take a
Jeez, rain, not good. Even though actually rain ain't that bad on this game.
Okay, the
So
run
what's
into
the
turn 1
strategy?
isn't too long, so the pack
It's
will
going to
be
be
bunched up.
raining.
Take
May
care.
see a very a chance of slicks at the end of the Grand Prix, but it's going to be very much a wet Grand Prix throughout. So, rain, not what I wanted. Because I've never
Is good, but we need to
driven
learn
in
gears,
the
so
rain.
go into each one when you can. We're going to need to
Like,
work on the brakes, so
on
put some
the
energy into
controller,
them,
on
tyres
the
as well,
wheel.
please.
Maybe it's a blessing, I don't know. So warming up the tyres quite severely, just want to get a feel for the track. And how that car may or may not handle. I just don't know about rain on this. Like, on the wheel. Is it a blessing? I don't know.
The radar suggests that this heavy rain will be with us for a while now.
Obviously, got to be careful now going into turn 1, because turn 1 will be, well, it's a very short run, so in the dry, like, certainly incidences do happen, but in the wet, obviously, chances are double. Then we don't want to burn out our tyres either, but, you know, it could be also a good thing. We're ahead of Gasly. Last time it rained was China, and we were starting exactly in the top 10 as well. So we're starting in the top 10 on 2 occasions when it's raining. What is it with the rain and us getting in the top 10? I don't know this season. But the last time it rained as well, we didn't start on inters. We started on the full wet tyre. Then I decided to go to inters at the end of the race because I felt it would be the better of the 2 decisions. Obviously today it's a bit different, so we're starting on the intermediate tyre, so that's not the complete wet tyre, so it's not wet enough for the inters, but obviously neither here or there. Starting in an okay position, like, there we go then. So lights out and away we go then for the Canadian Grand Prix, and it's so wet. Jeez, I've been knocked into a spin. I'm gonna restart. I wanna try again, sort of thing. I don't wanna use a flashback, but that is so wet. Literally no traction. It's like driving on ice. That's the only way I could describe it right now. Jeez, it's wet. Like, honestly, on the controller, this feels so much different. I may have to go onto the controller if we can't do this race. Yeah, I'm going on the controller. Right, so we're gonna restart. I'm gonna use the controller. I'm gonna have to use it. So, alright. Here we go then. Lights out. Okay, we haven't made maybe a great start, but we're okay. One thing I need to do is switch off the wheel, because basically, yeah, we're no longer, but as you can see, like, we're racing on 80% AI, so I'm probably gonna go, like, or try and go a bit slower, and maybe, I may actually restart, because the wheel ain't gonna work. Within this position now, I'm going to restart, because I don't want to be racing on 80% AI, considering I usually race on 94 on the controller. So I'm going to restart. I'm going to come out of career mode, then go back in. Hopefully I can adjust the AI difficulty, otherwise we're really screwed. Because it'd be too easy on 80%, I'm sorry. on the controller, it's too easy, 80%. It's like, you know, whereas, yes, we can adjust it, that's good. So, we can adjust it to 94% AI now, which is great. So, right, so we'll now do the race. Obviously, it's raining, the weather will be the same, it shouldn't change, the weather. That's good. So, sorry about the, I guess, issue here, but obviously, I don't want to race on 80% AI difficulty, considering that on the controller we are better than we are on the wheel, because obviously I've got a wheel as well as the controller, so I want to make it sort of fair, so we can have a competitive but also clean race. So yeah, so we'll restart. Obviously, I know it ain't been, well, we haven't really started yet, so third time lucky. I'm gonna skip the formation lap, because I don't really want to do a second formation lap again. So yeah, obviously skipping formation lap here, although I don't feel I want to do it. So lights on, away we go. So still making very similar start. Hopefully picked up no damage there. No, we didn't, which is good. So down the inside on signs. So right, one thing I learned from China: don't make a fool of myself. Let's only pit if they pit, sort of thing, and if there's 100% opportunities to be gained, because that's what we did in China. Whilst we had this great haul of points, or chance of getting points, we made a pit stop and we looked silly. On the wheel, this is impossible. So that's one thing I need to learn on how to race on the wheel in the wet. I may do a few wet like races maybe in the upcoming days, but yellow flag behind us. Will this spark a virtual safety car or a full safety car? No, it won't. Just maybe temporary yellow flag, maybe someone going wide or a bit of contact made. But overall, okay, we've got such a gap to Gasly. In fact, the gap is okay, and as you can see, it just takes a bit of time to get into a rhythm here. Going wide at the last chicane. So obviously driving in wet conditions is very difficult, because you got to sort of keep the tyres cool, you don't want to burn them out, but also you want to be quick, and it can be very easy to sort of think you're driving in dry and use a bit too much throttle application, as Sergio Perez is all over our tail as we go defensive to the inside. Perez won't go around the outside, not yet anyway. So Sainz is now up the order. Now one thing about driving in the wet, you do tend to preserve battery more, so battery something you don't really have to be as concerned about in the wet, especially not in wet conditions like this. But obviously the gap to Gasly's just sprinting off in the distance here alongside Devon Butler, but we're picking up a decent haul of points anyway, so I'm not too concerned. I just want to get a haul of points mainly, that's the aim.
Dropping a second a lap to the car behind, 1 second.
So Sainz goes to the outside, we take a nice defensive line, fending off Sainz here. Oh dear, that was a bit of a issue, but we've had 3 laps up to this point where we haven't really made any mistakes. As I say, that's what I mean by too much throttle, too much steering. It's very easy done, especially in the wet. because the car is not reacting how maybe it should in the dry. You're effectively driving a boat.
Okay, we're monitoring somewhere on the ICE. Be aware that we will start to see a loss of power.
So 2 temps up on our best. So taking the Stappen lines right now. Feeling where the grip is. Want to keep the tyres cool.
Our gap to the car in front is 6.7 seconds.
Oh, allowing to go off the grass. 3-second penalty, we slowed down, for crying out loud. That's one thing I don't like about this game. You get penalties for more or less doing the right thing. Like, if you, right, we went wide, so we couldn't slow the car down, but obviously when we went wide off, I did join in the right place, and I did slow the car down, so we didn't gain any lasting advantage. Because the rule states, so long as you go off track, and you don't gain any lasting advantage, then obviously it's fine to do so. But yeah.
Let's increase ERS deployment to up the pace.
No, I don't want to do that right now. Teammate status.
We're leading our teammate by 4.9 seconds. They're on fresh inters. The time last lap was a 1 minute 23.6.
So 3 minute 29. We're improving quite a bit here. Making steady progress in this race. But the car feels better now, a bit lighter as well. Now, if we wanted to do a 2-stop or a 1-stop strategy, we probably need to pit around like 8. So 8 would be the time for 1-stoppers, but I'm certainly not doing 1-stop, have no intention on doing so either. I'm doing 0-stop strategy. We don't have to pit in these conditions. There is no rule that makes you change tyre, so we can run with this one set of tyre to the end of the Grand Prix if we wish to do so, but there is absolutely no rule that prevents us from doing so. Only in the dry conditions you must change the tyre, and you must use 2 different compounds in the dry conditions. So, for instance, you'd have to use soft and medium, or soft and hard, or medium and hard, or medium and soft, sort of vice versa. So, practically you have to start with tyre you're starting on, then change to a different tyre at some point during the race. Whereas in wet conditions, you don't actually have to do that. Weather report.
Say again, you're breaking up.
Weather report.
This heavy rain will last around 15 minutes, after which we should see a transition to light rain. Inters seem like the fastest tyre for now.
So, signs obviously on my back more or less. Signs looking to hunt me down in P7 as we're more or less leading a huge train. How many seconds are we off Gasly? 9 seconds, so we're practically almost a pit stop behind Gasly now. So yeah, but we got enough pace to stay in front, but we're doing a decent job in the defense, that's why. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. We've gone very wide, very deep. As we rejoin, we will get a Sainz, Perez, or a run here. Gonna up the engine. Got the slipstream on Perez. Can we bin it down the inside?
Brilliant. Nice move.
Alright, that's one up. So, engineer just congratulated me
Teammate behind is 3.9 seconds.
as we try to now chase back down Sainz here in the Canadian Grand Prix. Right, if we want to go for a pit stop, we'd have to take it now. I don't think we can catch Sainz. We're just not fast enough in these wet conditions. We just got no pace.
This heavy rain will last another 10 minutes before we see it transition over to light rain.
Lewis Hamilton's out of the race. Safety car's out, so
We need to keep it positive.
it is a safety car period now. So Lewis Hamilton's out.
Positive delta.
Hamilton is out, ladies and gents. So what has happened to Lewis Hamilton? If we can find out. So here's Lewis Hamilton just parking up at the side of the road. So some sort of mechanical issue has cost Lewis Hamilton, and I have no idea where he was running prior to this. But yeah, it's the two Ferraris I think now leading. No, is it the two McLarens, or is it? No way is he in. No, sorry, yeah, so Leclerc's leading Vettel. That's it. So I am right. Two Ferraris are leading the race. I thought for a moment there, momentarily, it was a bit different, but safety car. So what this will do, bunch us all up. And yeah, it'll basically bunch us all up. Now, I don't know whether anyone is intending on coming in. I'm not, I'm staying out. But this may actually, because we're going to be under safety car, because it's rumoured to dry up, and weather,
Repeat the message.
weather report,
We should see a transition to light rain in around 10 minutes time. Inters look like the best time
so
now.
obviously because it's going to be like this for the next 10 minutes of what I'm aware of saying, we could actually see a dry period actually at the end of the race. Now there's more likelihood, which is only good news for us. Yeah. So we're back in P7 as Lewis Hamilton loses. So safety car did obviously come out, which is good. So safety car's now out. So this is only good news for us. It's some bad news for the AI. To a degree, but everyone will save fuel, everyone will everyone will save tyre life as well, engine wear and all of that. But what is the actual tyres? 26%. Wow, they are pretty worn on the rears. Is it worth taking a pit stop? I'm just wondering that myself now. A fresh set of tyres could outweigh the cost of a worn set. I feel like, you know, I don't... Which one's more king, track position or, you know, tyres? In terms of pace, on a fresh set of inters, it'd be unreal. We could even force people into a two-stop. But I think we'll stay with the one set for now. I don't fancy taking a risk. Set intermediate what tyre?
Repeat that. There's interference.
Set intermediate.
Okay, fitting intermediate tyres next.
So obviously just preparing. We're not coming in. We're just preparing ourselves for a pit stop, just in case. Like, you never know.
Okay, let's get ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap. accelerate. Remember, there is no overtaking.
We're
until
turning
green
up
flags.
everything
Safety car,
to get
this lap.
signs here. Why are we... Like we went into anti-stall mode. So, obviously lap 9, halfway through this race. Oh, crying out loud, weren't expecting that. Basically, took off this light limiter. Sort of holding back just a tad here. Five-second penalty? It weren't even a collision. Oh, for crying out loud, this game is an absolute joke sometimes. So...
Okay, clear.
I love how that's just
We're leading our
staying on my
teammate by
screen.
4.1 seconds.
Hopefully it'll get rid of that. That Blemin's annoying me, that thing on the top. And it's still there. Why is it still there, for crying out loud? It shouldn't even be there. Oh, this game. I hope this game ain't gonna do what happened in last year's game, where if you finish in such and such a position, it just demote you, even though you've done nothing wrong. At least we've got a constant 14.5 seconds. Here comes Perez down the inside. Not gonna let Perez through there, mate. No way, Jose. Perez will try again. This time round the outside.
Car in front is 2.0 seconds.
Oh, these tyres are just gone. I don't think there's a way to keep them alive. I think we're gonna have to come in, because the rears are just absolutely destroyed. Right, Leclerc's fastest lap. So it is dry,
Let's
or
turn on
drying.
the ERS deployment and burn some of this energy.
There's like a wet patch at some of the points on this circuit. I don't know whether you've noticed that. Out of turn 1, it's more damp, even here, a bit more damp on the braking zone. Not so much here, there is a dry line, you can see the dry line here. And literally, in wet weather, you've only got one line. Tyres are really worn now. Tyres are extremely worn.
We're expecting the rain to get better.
Weather report?
Understood, stopping this lap.
No, weather report.
Heavy rain will pass in 5 minutes and will be replaced by light rain conditions. Inters seem like the
Yeah,
fastest
but we're in
tyre
light
pattern.
rain. This isn't heavy. By the end of this race, I'll tell you what. Teammate status.
Gap to teammate behind is 5.5 seconds. They're on old Inters. They're in 13th. The time last lap was a 1:25.7.
This car's got no pace. And there goes Lance Stroll. A little bit of a tap. Hopefully everything's okay on the car. Yes, it is. Thank God for that. For crying out loud, we're really getting mugged now. We're getting robbed of these positions. It's not even a contest anymore. We have no grip. We sort of just went down the inside there illegally. We're back in P8. At least we'll be picking up 4 points. I think this is where we're destined to finish. But the tyres are literally gone. I need to hope for like another retirement. That'd make obviously things easier for myself. So obviously so much slide out of the corners right now. Rears are absolutely gone. I can guarantee you that.
Quick word on the tyres, they look okay for now.
Look okay.
If you can't feel it already, then you'll certainly start too soon.
Oh, trust me, I can feel the wear okay. You don't have to tell me about the wear. Here comes Raikkonen down the inside. Kimi Raikkonen will also go down the inside. And that's us back into P8, defending our position.
The gap to the car ahead is 3.4 seconds.
Really? Great. So, right now, Leclerc winning the Grand Prix from his teammate Sebastian Vettel, also leading a Ferrari 1-2. So Leclerc will close the gap most likely on Sebastian Vettel's championship lead right now, which Vettel's led every single round up to now.
+1 lap of extra fuel target, +1.
Gonna go to the right, defend the inside line. Raikkonen will take the outside line. Yeah, Raikkonen not going around the outside of me. I'm not having it. Lap 14 of 18 now, so we're going up to the lap 15, so only got 3 or 4 more laps to go. Oh dear, jeez, that was a slide. The rears are dead, I swear. Like the front, all race long we've had no grip. I'm literally feel like we're driving on ice. The tyres are not working. Like you can tell through the pace we're doing. We're lapping like a second slower than everyone. Like China was much better than this. Like, at least you could drive. Again, Raikkonen will go to the outside. This time, better run he got, but this time we also go a bit later on the brakes and just able to defend our P8 from Kimi Raikkonen right now. So he shouldn't be challenged down again the straight, because the straight's pretty straight.
It's drying, but it's going to take a while to clear the standing water off the line. Don't start thinking about slicks just yet.
Car feeling a little bit better now, actually, as the circuit's starting to dry. I'm not gonna lie, starting to feel a whole lot better. Right now, the grip's starting to come back.
Gap to the car in front 6.6 seconds.
Let's see whether I'm right. I feel like this is actually now happy hour. I know that may sound stupid, but in fact, I've not lost time to Kimi Räikkönen in that first sector, so
Laps of fuel remaining.
oh, now I can relieve. Like, tyres feel better already. I know it's only raining lighter, but they feel much better. It's like a fresh set of inters again. This is what I want. Like, still, don't get me wrong, lapping a bit slower, but not much. We haven't lost time to Stroll. Only lost about half a second this lap, but then we get there and yeah. Gonna let Raikkonen actually take the position. Oh, I was actually
Might make a mistake.
trying something. I was gonna go to the inside, try and obviously hold Raikkonen off. So we're going to finish P9, are we? Or not? We're getting mullered, but we're holding on for dear life. Got to hold on right now for what we've got. It's raining a lot lighter than it was before. So, car ain't as good in these conditions, obviously. I'll tell you what, if you pitted now, you'd probably smash the fastest lap in. Easy. And there's a spin. Overall, one thing we haven't done actually too much of is spinning in this race. We've spun a lot throughout the weekend, but we haven't spun much in the actual race. So we're going to pick up 2 points though. I think it's fairly safe to say. And there's our fastest middle sector. Not the best middle sector. Leclerc popping in a brand new fastest lap. And look how worn our rear tyres are. This engine has scored me 2 points. So engine 1 scored me a point. Engine 2 scores me 2 points. Will engine 3 score me 3 points?
Final lap of the race.
But one thing, okay, we've actually last year didn't score a point at this track. And this year, we've come here, we actually have had better pace.
There's only 1 lap of fuel
In the
remaining.
dry. We've held on, sort of in the wet. Like, we have defended okay.
Okay, gap ahead is 1.9
Fastest
seconds.
last, first sector, sorry. Wow, that's pretty freaky. That shows how dry it's now become. I imagine Leclerc may get a new fastest lap here. Yeah, Leclerc. Vettel does the fastest lap, so Vettel takes away fastest lap. Is there anyone else behind him that could do it? Obviously, I don't think so. We may improve by a few tenths, but don't think we're going to improve by seconds. We're in the...
Are you okay? That was a big one. Confirm
We
you're
ended
okay,
our race
please.
at the World Champion. Oh, that's jokes. So we ended the race at the World Champions. I was trying to go as fast through here as possibly dared. No way. We're not getting robbed of that position. Forget that. I want to know what that says actually, quickly. Oh, it actually does say Wall of Champions. Never knew that. Right, anyway, let's finish off this race now properly, for once and for all. There we go, that's the run I wanted. So we finished P9, pick up 2 points, fastest actual last sector.
Top job, my friend.
I don't know whether we got fastest
I
lap.
was a bit worried about this one at the start of the weekend, but you
Have we?
pulled through.
2 fastest sectors, that's... Could be fastest lap there, if we'd done that.
Well, what
Not
a
sure.
drive that- Ferrari are at it again. An excellent performance at today's Grand Prix, and they're certainly a team that know. So let's review the updated driver.
No, we didn't get fastest
Well,
lap.
the gap at the top of the championship has been cut down after a difficult race.
So, we finished P9.
Let's focus on the driver of the day.
I'm on
Anthony
P11,
Davidson. Who do you pick?
For me,
standings.
it's Kimi Raikkonen, someone who definitely doesn't get enough
3
attention
points
for how
now.
well he performs out on the track.
Let's move on to the constructors.
So you can't be too proud like of that race, but I don't think we can be too disappointed. Obviously, next race is France, so yeah, somewhere that I'm not saying we're going to be good at, but I think we can be okay at France. We certainly got a good car, good enough for France. So yeah.
Misjudge some corners.
It
was more like dodgems than form.
We're going to comment on that. So, yeah.
Well,
thank you for watching,
thanks
by the
anyway.
way. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Hope you enjoyed this dramatic or chaotic race. I'm going to say chaotic more. Like, qualifying was good. We had a very good qualifying, and we do that. Like, we actually did have a very good qualifying, in fact. Very good. Like, hey, we crashed at the end, but otherwise, we had a very solid qualifying. We didn't really make too many errors in qualifying, and we did get through to Q3, so yeah, you know, I think we do deserve credit for that overall. So yeah, so we score our first points since China, and that's 3 points obviously then on the board. And yeah, obviously this time last year we wouldn't have actually scored here. The next race where we did score last year was actually France. We scored 10 points. Sorry, I meant 1 point then in France. So, obviously, this time last year, how many points did we have? Scored... This time last year, we had... coming out of this race... sorry, we had... So we had 8 plus 1, so we had 9 points. This time we got 3, so yeah, it looks like we're doing worse, but we have scored 1 race earlier, so this could turn into a streak of points here in the upcoming races for sure. And we're going to obviously make a few upgrades again. We want to upgrade as fast as possible practically. That's our intention, so we can't really get that. So we should go for, I think, a small upgrade possibly, or should we wait and build up a few resource points? Ooh, tough decision here. We could go for an engine upgrade. Should we try and reduce the costs? I'm going to go actually for the reducing the cost, because I think we got upgrade coming anyway for France, which should help anyway. Next race, pretty sure it, yeah, next race that should be. So yeah, we'll skip to the next Grand Prix weekend. So we're going to go for reducing now some more cost probably of these parts, so they're a bit cheaper to get probably, I think, for next few races. So once we reduce the costs, and yeah, it'll be just a bit cheaper, saves a bit of money, or resource points, helps us out there. Like, yeah, we want to build a car quick enough to compete eventually, like for the championship. Hopefully, like it's not. I think we're probably a good season away from competing for the championship still. Like, we are pretty far away from the championship or competing. So we're going to jump into France, see what the weather's going to be doing for this race weekend. You know, quickly see whether that upgrade that obviously was purchased a few weeks ago has come through. Let's see. But I'm crying out loud. Really? Come on. That's a joke. Like, again, this is like the 4th or 3rd time we've had this issue where upgrades continually failing. Like, can this team build upgrades? That's what I'm starting to wonder. Like, because it's becoming a joke now. Like, I'm gonna have to spend more money, like, now again on upgrades. Oh, it's just a joke. Like, this is not even funny anymore. How many times have we had upgrades fail on us for this series? We're going to put in a new engine anyway. This is our 3rd power unit for the season, so we're already on unit 3, so we're probably going to have to take a engine penalty by the time we get to mid-season. However, we know what the penalty system is like in this game. It's non-existent. So yeah, weather's going to be... potentially see some rain for qualifying, for certainly the middle part, so qualifying could be mixed conditions on track, but for the race it's going to be pretty dry, so shouldn't see any troubles in the rain, or in the race, sorry, hopefully on Sunday. So yeah, so obviously probably next video will come out on Friday, so see you on then for another video of F1 2019. I'm your host Julian, subscribe, like and share, see you next time.